Hey there lovelies and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title of today's video, we're going to be reacting to Merry-Go-Round by BTS from Arirang, which honestly I'm super excited to get into. I already am loving the title of this one, so I can't wait to see what we're going to be getting from this song. This album so far has been phenomenal, so I already know this is going to be incredible. But before we do get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, then welcome and thank you for joining in. Make sure you're clicking that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with what I post on this channel. And while you're at it, why not leave a little like on this video as well? It really does help me to see what you're enjoying watching so I can keep on making more videos like this. But with all that being said, I'm just super excited to get into this, so let's go. Ooh.
I wish that I could tell you that it's over. I wish that I could walk away from pain.
Jungkook.
My life is like a broken roller coaster, but maybe I'm the only one to blame.
Oh, I did not know I was going to be heartbroken this early in the morning. Oh my gosh, wow. Oh, started me out with Jungkook as well. Honestly, for some reason, that intro, just with Jungkook's vocals and just the sense of like pain and hurt, it was just reminding me of Hate You, his song, which I love that song so much. But his vocals on this song, wow, beautiful. My life is like a broken roller coaster, but maybe I'm the one to blame. Like ultimately, I feel like I'm going through so much pain and heartache, but maybe I have to admit to myself on some level that it was sort of caused by me in some sense. You know, I'm not blameless in this. Whatever situations happened, like ultimately, I've got to hold myself accountable to some extent because this is my life. You know, and if I'm saying my life is a broken roller coaster, then I'm the one sort of in control here. I'm the one in charge here. Like, surely I've got to take some blame in that. And I think sometimes that self-admittance is something that is so difficult, isn't it? You know, if something's gone wrong in life, sometimes we don't necessarily want to admit to ourselves that like we're the ones who've maybe caused it or we're the ones that are in the wrong. But being able to own that and say, look, maybe this situation that's happened is partially down to me, you know, that takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of courage. Oh. Yeah, man. His voice is stunning. I think so far for me, this and Aliens and Swim are probably my favourites so far for the album. This song, I always love more of like an emotionally deep and just like almost like touching your heart sort of song. And this is what it feels like to me. And I feel like I almost resonate a lot in a sense with the lyricism so far anyway. Like just feeling like you're constantly stuck on this loop of every day just being on this roller coaster of not being able or not knowing how to get off, you know, and it's like what is to come from tomorrow because it's constantly just the same as the day before and the day before because it is just like you're on this loop and you can't stop it. And I think just that sense of like, you know, being maybe stuck in a loop of pain and hurt and not really knowing how to deal with it is something that again I feel like a little bit of a relation to. But I think that the way that they've written this song and the way that they've really thought about the, you know, sense of pain being that merry-go-round is a really beautiful thing. And just having the lyricism almost repeating, you know, I can't get off this ride, repeating that, it is just like almost personifying that merry-go-round in a sense, isn't it?
변하지 매일 같은 일상 속 회전목 하나 쳇바퀴나 매일 한 가지
Oh, the lyricism, racing through a labyrinth of questions with no answers. Wow. I do say this quite often in a lot of music reactions, which is something that I think is really just, you know, a testament to say that it's something that a lot of us, I feel like, feel. But I find in a lot of music and a lot of songs, there's always that sense of like the unknown, the fear of the unknown, the uncertainty of the unknown, and what's to come from the future. And I think that is something that reoccurs a lot throughout music because it is something that resonates so much with us as humans, as people. I think we're always constantly wondering like what's next, what's to come, what's going to happen. Like, you've constantly got all these unanswered questions that you almost feel like are just stuck on repeat. And again, it's almost like that merry-go-round inside your mind, isn't it? You know? But I'm just saying, like, the merry-go-round or the hamster wheel, it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, it's this eternal dance with just uncertainty, unknown, not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go or how to get off this ride of life, which you can't really. There is no stopping it. You do just have to push on and push through it all, don't you? But I think just the beauty in these lyrics and the realness that I think a lot of us will feel listening to this song and just relating to, you know, just not really knowing what the future holds, not knowing how to almost stop these thoughts from whirring around your mind, you know. And I think them just saying, you know, we've gotten older, we're getting older, or like we're growing up, but ultimately you still feel like you've still got the same questions as before because, again, those questions are just ones that never really get answered because they're things that constantly run through life. You know, you can't really stop them. So it is just like, even though you grow and you get older and you mature, you still have all of this pent up inside your mind that you just don't know what to do with, you know? But I will say, I do definitely feel like with this album from BTS, you do get that sense of, you know, hearing that growth within their music, hearing that growth within them, within their thoughts, within, you know, that feeling of maturing and really going through a new phase of life. And I think that is something that is incredible to see in this song for sure. But this album, I feel like in and of itself is just a reflection of BTS's growth, you know. They've grown over the past couple of years, and I feel like with this album, they're just continuing to push forward and enter a new phase of music and of their career, and I think that is something so exciting. So true, isn't it? Like faking that smile. The vocals are just so beautiful on this song. They really are. They're so, I don't know, just clear and beautiful and just radiant. And I feel like they cut through so seamlessly because it is almost a really painful song. It's a really heartfelt, emotional song, but somehow the clean, crisp vocals just seem to almost shine through the pain in a way, so it doesn't feel as maybe sad and lonely as the lyrics really are portraying it to be, you know? I feel like, again, that repetition, you know, of those lyrics, I can't get off this ride, I'm on this merry-go-round, and I try, but every time I just can't get off. It is just like the repetition of that throughout this song, it is just almost like that, merry-go-round just going round on loop and not being able to stop. And I love how they've really focused in on that, almost reflecting in the lyrics themselves. And just I feel like the soft, soothing way the vocals are really like wrapping around that, it does just feel like you're on this merry-go-round yourself, That moment where they were talking about almost like faking that smile, faking that, emotion, because you don't know any other way to go on. You just have to push past all the hurt and the pain that you feel, and you have to just paint on that smile and act like everything's okay. And I think that is something that is so sad to think about, but I think that a lot of us do on a daily basis. It is just that thing of sometimes we go through those phases in life, those difficult things, and we do just have to continue to push forward in that. And even though it's hard and even though it's sad to think about, it is just something that is almost like a matter of fact of life, isn't it? Because what other choice is there other than to just keep going on this ride and trying to make the best of it as what you can?
Down, just round and round. I'm falling apart, still bound to.
Wow. I'm falling apart, still bound to the ground. Like somehow my feet are on solid ground. I'm stood just stagnant. But somehow it feels like everything around me is just crumbling and I'm falling. But I'm still here, I'm still present, but in my mind, I'm gone. Like I'm literally just, completely to the ground. Wow. I think for me, again, what I really appreciate with this album is just the truth that I feel like BTS are really relaying with this one. I think that this album is definitely just a testament to maybe how they have felt, how they are feeling, or how they have had to overcome so much throughout their whole career. And I think hearing this album all together, just hearing their experience, hearing the difficulties and the negativity and the backlash and the hurt and the pain they've been through and they continue to go through, but still they are, like I said in my other reactions, that vibrant light for people. They shine so brightly for people and they create so much that it does just make you so unbelievably proud of what they've created and who they are, because to be at the level they're at and to have gone through so much, it just really does make you think and make you so grateful for everything they've done and everything they've achieved.
I'm falling apart, still bound to the ground.
Child inside me is crying out. Oh my, it's just so sad, isn't it? Like, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm so tired of this merry-go-round. Like, calling out to just that sense of like your inner child of being like, I just want to get off this ride. I want to be able to just ease this pain, and then just saying "ma" at the end. Like that just breaks my heart, because it's just like when you're a child, you are so naive and so like whimsical when it comes to the world. And then when you grow up, it's like, oh, this is what life is. It's like a hard reality check of like, oh, hold up a minute. This merry-go-round that I used to love and this, roller coaster ride that I used to live for and, look forward to, it's like now all of a sudden it's completely changed into overtaking me and I don't know how to stop it. It's that imagery, of almost like they were talking about growing up and now just thinking of like that merry-go-round in the aspect of probably where they started this journey, and being younger and having all of these dreams and really just hoping and praying that everything would work out. And even though now all of their dreams have come to light, it's like, look at what they've had to go through to get to this point and how much of a difficult journey it's probably been.
침대는 날 관, my bed is my coffin. 어쩜 이 세상은 거대한 caffeine. 쇼가로 나 꿈을 꿀 수 없는 멈출 수 없는 춤을 춰봤잖아. 생각하지 말잔 생각을 해.
I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin with that. I'm just saying my bed is a coffin. And I'm saying about thinking about how to stop thinking, which, can I just say, I relate to heavily, very heavily. But I think that sense of, the bed being the coffin, it's probably because when you are alone at night, when you're supposed to be sleeping, that is when your mind is the most rampant that it's going to be. When it's dark and you're alone and you have nowhere to go and no one to talk to and no one to turn to, it's like that is where the darkness really creeps in and everything just takes over. And I think that is probably why they're saying, my bed is my coffin, because it is just like, basically, you're just so overrun by these thoughts that it does just feel like you're almost dying of like just being so inundated with thoughts. This song is just incredibly emotional and raw and honest and vulnerable, and I think that is something so amazing to see, but also painful at the same time, because it's just thinking about the heartbreak that these guys have probably gone through over the years,
생각하지 말잔 생각을 해. 난 뱅글 또 뱅글 행복하니 웃어 죽여까지.
Smiling till it's over. Honestly, that was, I don't even think I have words, like indescribable. It was just so beautiful, but so heartbreaking, I think with this one, it just hit a little bit close to home for me, and I think the emotion and just the overall authentic feeling that came across in this song really was just unbelievably amazing and beautiful. I honestly think that is one of my favourite songs so far off the album. The vocals were gorgeous, and I just am in awe at how open and honest that BTS have been with this album, like in terms of their feelings, in terms of their emotions, in terms of just what they've had to go through and experience. I think this album really is just so true to them and true to who they are, and I think that is amazing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching along this video with me. If you did, like I said, make sure you're clicking that subscribe button down below to stay up to date when I post on this channel. And while you're at it, why not leave a little like on this video as well? It really does help me to see what you're enjoying watching, so I can keep on making more videos like this. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.